You've just had an intimate moment, and suddenly he feels distant. 1 minute there's this powerful intensity, and the next, emotional silence. Why does this happen? Well, because for him, the sex wasn't a connection, it was a dopamine high. You may have been bonding, but he wasn't. He was just feeding an addiction. If you want to understand how bonding actually works in men, keep listening because there are 4 distinct stages. Now, we've all heard that oxytocin is the bonding hormone, the chemical that helps us feel connected and safe and emotionally close. It's a fast-acting and powerful chemical, but it manifests very differently in men than women. For women, or anyone with higher levels of estrogen, oxytocin is the bonding quarterback. It runs the emotional play. It drives empathy, trust, and nurturing, saying, I feel safe, I feel close. But for men, or anyone with higher testosterone, oxytocin takes a back seat. It just is not as powerful. The real quarterback for men is vasopressin, the hormone of loyalty, protectiveness, and commitment. Vasopressin is also available through intimacy, but to truly activate, it needs repeated and consistent emotional connection. And rather than creating bonding like oxytocin does, vasopressin triggers something different. It drives loyalty, territoriality, and protectiveness. It creates the urge to commit, to defend, and to stay attached to one person. When vasopressin levels are high, that's when a man feels bonded and loyal. The challenge, though, to getting a relationship started is that vasopressin is very slow acting. It takes time, trust, and consistency. So let's break this down into the 4 stages of male bonding and how this chemistry actually unfolds. Stage 1 is the spark. That's the dopamine surge. When a man experiences intimacy or excitement, his brain releases dopamine, the reward chemical. It feels good, it's addictive. But dopamine isn't bonding, it's reward. Think of dopamine like alcohol. It's not about who you're with, it's about the feeling it gives. Just like an alcoholic doesn't care about the brand, dopamine isn't loyal, it just wants the hit. That's why flings or early attraction can feel electric and then fade fast. It's just a dopamine response. It's reward without connection. Now, stage 2 is the shift. This is vasopressin activation. With consistent closeness over time, maybe 4 to 12 weeks, vasopressin starts to activate. He begins to feel subtle loyalty, protectiveness, and attachment. That's where it begins. With repeated connection, the brain starts to build preference. It's like when that same drinker begins to favor a certain brand of alcohol or a certain type of alcohol, not out of commitment, but out of familiarity. The bond is forming, but it's still fragile. If you take away the consistency, any substitute will do. Now, stage 3, that's the bond. This is when vasopressin begins to form. Over, say, 2 to 6 months of steady trust and shared experiences, vasopressin starts to rewire the male brain. Loyalty strengthens, protectiveness starts to deepen. This is where attraction transforms into emotional attachment, where love starts to feel real and lasting. Now the preference turns personal. It's not just about the drink anymore. It's about that one brand, that one feeling, that one person. The brain has rewired. Loyalty has formed. Nothing else quite compares. We have now truly bonded. We have healthy amounts of oxytocin and vasopressin consistently in the relationship. And that leads directly to stage 4. This is the anchor. This is the vasopressin maintenance. Long-term bonding depends on emotional safety, respect, and appreciation. When a man feels valued, his vasopressin levels stay high. His bond stays alive. At this stage, the bond is anchored. Just like the devoted drinker who protects their favorite bottle, they know its taste, its story, its comfort. A man once bonded becomes fiercely loyal to the person who made him feel safe enough to attach. The problem for most relationships, though, is that if he feels criticized or dismissed, those pathways are going to shut down. He doesn't stop loving or caring, but his brain stops feeling safe enough to stay open. So to put this all very simply, Oxytocin draws women closer through trust and affection. It says, I feel connected. Vasopressin anchors men through loyalty and protection. It says, you're mine and I'll protect this. Now, this is a very big and important topic, so please subscribe to see each video as they come out. Now, if you want to understand the chemistry behind connection and how trust, safety, and respect keep love alive, it's time to start your journey with Discover You. At Discover You, we host powerful online events designed to help you protect your peace, strengthen your boundaries, and step fully into your power. We have lots of free sample events. Each event offers practical tools, guided exercises, and there's a real community of support that transforms relationships from the inside out. Whether your goal is to heal, grow, or reconnect with yourself, Discover You gives you the guidance to take meaningful steps starting today. Join us and start living the life and love you truly deserve.